Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of a brand new deck that I just got from Kickstarter. It was one that I backed several months ago and just received it yesterday. What you are seeing here on the screen right now is a cloth that came with it. And this is like, essentially, let me see if I can pull this out. There we go. It's half of it. It's got, you see if you do it side by side, so it's quite large. Maybe I can take a picture for it. So that you can see it, because I can't fit it really in my area without moving everything, and I don't want to do that because I've got to iron it because there's folds in it. So anyways, that is the drop cloth, or the drop cloth. That is the tarot cloth that came with it. And here is the deck. And it is called the Twilight of the Gods Tarot, the Delphic Maxim. That's what the images on the drop cloth, or the tarot cloth, that's what it looks like. Is that just not gorgeous? And it's a good size, so, which is how I prefer. I don't like little mats, but I like these mats for doing tarot readings on. This is the top. It's Janka Latekova and J.S. Moore. Latekova. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm sure I probably did. Come on. So here is the little book that comes with it. Hang on, let me pull everything out of here. This is the inside of the box. And there's nothing else. Oh yeah, there is. Same thing. It's like a Medusa figure on the inside. And these are also the backs of the cards. That's the gilding. Which I've already used this since I got it yesterday, and re-put it all back in order. And there's more than just a tarot deck here too, which I will show you in a second. It's like an oracle that comes along right with it. So I'll set those aside and show those separately. So the thing about this deck is it's based on like different gods and goddesses from different pantheons. So for the minor arcana, let me find it here. I think I went too far. So for the minor arcana, the different suits for the wands, it's the Aesir, which is in like Norse mythology. Then the suit of cups is the Slavic legends. The suit of pentacles is the gods of Egypt, and the suit of swords is the Tuatha De Danann. So I think that is super cool. And then it's just a mixture of like the different gods for the major arcana. So we like have here, it's probably Pan. Yep, Pan. And then for the magician, we've got the alchemist. Is this a specific? Not that I can see. Medusa for the is that Medusa? Looks like it. For the high priestess, yeah. For the empress, Hestial Virgin. But anyways, let's just get into it, and I will read out of the book for you, okay? I don't think there's any, looks like 117 pages. The website understandingapples.com. But there is 22 like oracle cards also. So let's just get started. Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit. Okay. So we have the Fool. Oops, I can just leave that. All right. The Magician. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. I love this Hermit. It's Demeter. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. Looks super cool. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. Look at that Sun card. Fabulous. Judgment. I think that's Anubis. The Ouroboros. The World. That's so cool. We have the Ace of Wands, which is the symbol, I believe, for the Seer. Three of Wands. Isn't that an interesting Four of Wands? But when you know about how the celebration is, like if they died in battle and they were going on to Valhalla, that is like a major celebration for them. You see Loki spurring on that drama, that competition. Six of Wands. I think she's a shield maiden. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. I love that. Nine of Wands. 10 of Wands. I think that's a Valkyrie. Beautiful. Princess of Wands. Thor. Prince of Wands. Queen of Wands. I can't remember who that is. Maybe Freya or Frigg? I'm not sure. And King of Wands. Odin, I believe. Let's take a look really quick. Let's see who that lineup is. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is Frigga. And the King is Odin, Thor, and Freya. Okay, that's Freya, Thor, Frigga, and Odin, which is super cool. So now we get on to the Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. I think that is Perseus and Andromeda, I think. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Love that. Eight of Cups. Beautiful. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful. Then we have the Princess of Cups. I'll do this. The Prince of Cups. We'll find out who all these are because these are the Slavic legends. So let's find out who these court cards are. All right, so this one is the White Lady. It says White Lady legends are found in many countries around the world. Common to these legends is an accidental death, murder, or suicide, as well as the theme of loss, betrayal by a husband or fiance, or unrequited love. So there was a White Lady in the Supernatural series. I think it was the very first episode. And then this one is, the Prince of Cups is Dashbog, is the Slavic god of the sun and fire, son of Svarog, and chief god of Serbs. He is also akin to the Greek god Hephaestus due to his associations with smithing and weaponry. Very cool. And this one is, the queen is Vesna. Vesna is the Slavic goddess of spring and fertility. She's associated with springtime, morning, and the birth of all living things. Vesna's Greek counterpart is the goddess Persephone, and she is always smiling and beautiful. It was believed that Vesna carried the smell of spring with her wherever she went, and that all spring scents are signs of her passing through. I love that. And then the king is, Vlad the Impaler. Okay, so although Vlad the Impaler was to reign Wallachia for less than 7 years, his reputation throughout Europe is widespread. Depending on who is telling the story, King Vlad III is either a cruel, bloodthirsty, psychopathic tyrant or a national hero who put the needs of his country above all else. So Vlad. That is very cool. All right, let's go on to the swords. The swords are the Tuatha De Danann, I believe. Is that right? Tuatha De Danann. So the she, more or less. Yep, Tuatha De Danann. This is just so beautiful. This deck, my goodness. The artwork is just stunning. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to do this again so that we have all 4 of them out. Okay, so let us discover who these 4 are. Tuatha De Danann. All right, so the princess is Badbi, is a shape-shifting war goddess who, with her 2 sisters, Macha and Morrigan, rule over the bloody battlefields of Celtic legend and mistresses of war and death. Badbi is most famous for her ability to cause fear and confusion among soldiers in order to turn the tide of battle toward her favored side. The crow is her preferred familiar, and when she takes on its form, her shrill cawing would freeze veterans in their tracks. How cool is that? Yes. Okay, so now this one is Tulane is Ireland's best known folk hero, descendant of gods, great warrior, lover of fairy queens, apprenticed to sorceresses, imbued with unstoppable blood rage on the battlefield, and champion of Ulster. Tulane's deeds and adventures are legend. He wields the deadly spear, Gaibolg, I'm not sure, which releases 30 silver barbs into its victim once it pierces flesh. Damn. That is quite the character right there. All right. Now the queen here is Queen Maeve. Reigned over the west of Ireland for 60 years. She was a powerful warrior queen, ruler of Connacht, revered, fearless, infamous for her sexual prowess, and a true legend. Maeve was a force to be reckoned with, stronger mentally and physically than most of her suitors and consorts. The most famous tale of Maeve was her involvement in the great cattle raid of Cooley, when she went to war with another renowned Irish legend, Cú Chulainn, over a prized bull. And then the last one that we have here is, looks like Nuada of the Silver Hand, is the first king of the mighty Tuatha De Danann, a supernatural race of powerful Celtic gods. Generous and impartial, he makes fair laws for his people to obey, and he follows those laws himself, even when they prove disadvantageous. So Nuada. Very cool. And it goes on to talk more about it. Each one has more information, as well as keywords. Even it has a maxim. They have like different word values for the names. Practice what is just. Maxim is 27. So that's pretty cool. And now we'll go on to the last suit, which is the Pentacles. And the Pentacles are the Egyptians. Very cool. Beautiful. So we have our princess. We have our prince. We have our queen and our king. All right, so let's look at each one of these really quick. The princess of Pentacles is Bastet, or Bast, was originally worshipped as a lion goddess, but eventually her image grew tamer, and she is now either depicted as a cat-headed woman or a human carrying a cat. She is the Egyptian goddess of pleasure and dancing, music and joy. She is also associated with pregnancy and childbirth, perhaps due to the fertility of cats. So revered is Bastet that the ancient Egyptians worshipped domesticated house cats in her name and even mummify and are buried with their cherished animals when they die. Very cool. I'm guessing this is Horus. So the prince is Horus the falcon god, is Egypt's first national god, one of the most important gods of ancient Egypt, and worship of Horus spans over 5,000 years. Often depicted as a man with the head of a falcon, Horus has many names, among them being Sun God, God of the Dawn, and Keeper of Secret Wisdom. He is also associated with kingship, war, and hunting. And as I said, there's more. I'm just doing the minimum. Okay. So the next one is Isis, which I figured is perhaps one of the most important goddesses in Egyptian mythology. She is usually depicted with the wings of an eagle and associated with the moon. Throughout time, however, she has taken on the attributes and functions of practically every female deity in the pantheon, making her one of the most well-known goddesses as well. She is most remembered for motherhood, marital devotion, healing the sick, and the working of magical spells. And we have our last one, which I'm guessing is Osiris. Yeah, and it says, Osiris is the Egyptian lord of the underworld and judge of the dead, but he wasn't always so. Originally, Osiris was a living god walking amongst the Egyptians and beloved for being a just, generous god of life and abundance. He was also known as a fertility god and was often depicted with black or green skin, symbolizing the fertile mud of the Nile and regeneration. Very cool. So, there is also another 22 cards that comes with this deck, which are like an oracle deck of like locations, I believe. Oh, there's more than that. So we have the Primeval Forest. Oh, I suppose I can do that. The Sacred Grove. Equinox. Cassiopeia. Beautiful. Cepheus. Solstice. The Portal. The Colossus. The Labyrinth. The Wasteland. The Quest. The Golden Fleece. The Trojan War. The Horizon. The Underground. Experience. Midas. The Battlefield. Creation. Metamorphosis. And the Endless. So, I'm gonna, and not 22, sorry, 21. Let's shuffle these really quick, and so I can read one of these for you. All right, let's see. All right, let's do King Midas. Let's see what it says for Midas. That Midas touch, right? Okay. Then what a bitter fate was mine. No language could my grief define. Tears of deep regret could not unsay the thoughtless word I spoke that day. Olivia Ward Bush Banks. And it says, the myth of King Midas is the ubiquitous tale symbolic of avarice and greed. But many people forget that Midas was actually a magnanimous ruler who was gifted the power to turn things into gold as a reward for treating Dionysus, satyr mentor, Silenus, with gracious hospitality. The true tragedy of Midas, then, was his lack of foresight and wisdom when he made his wish. When the Midas card appears in a spread, it indicates a time for thoughtful decision, a weighing of potential outcomes, and the possibility of rewards granted. Magpie's Meditation. What decisions have I not thought through? What decisions need deeper consideration? Will any of my decisions cause me to regret them later on? These are all questions. Magpie's Message. Remember what really matters and be careful what you wish for. So that's what it is. And I think throughout the book, okay, just in this, looks like this part, you have like meditations and messages, things to ponder on and a message for you, as well as like a little history or whatever of said card. Because these are like historical events or places or certain gods. So I'm going to also, let's see how well these shuffle. These are a little bit longer than your regular tarot, like regular Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, but not too terribly bad. Let's see how well they shuffle. Come on. I mean, they do, and they're actually really good, but, you know, my fingers are short. So you can. I mean, it's a great quality. These are thinner. The gilding feels really good. It's not coming off of it, meaning it's not like sharp or anything. It's a really good, I can already see it start to come off a little bit, but I mean, I don't really care too much. It's always going to when it's metal, but it's not, it doesn't hurt or anything. And it's got a good, like core, I would say, but it's really thin, which makes it easier to shuffle. So let's get one card and we'll read out of the book and see how it is. All right. Let's do one card. Give me one card for a deck message, please. All right. How about we just pick one? All right. Oh, 8 of Wands. All right. All right, so the 8 of Wands. Speed, things manifesting quickly, swiftness, taking initiative, straightforwardness, news, movement, maxim is 109, act without hesitation. That's like the little message you get up above. This is a little, the writing is really little, but it's, for whatever reason, it's a clear, so I'm not using my glasses. Hermodr or Hermod is Odin's son and a messenger of the gods. In one of his more memorable adventures, Hermod rode Odin's 8-legged steed, Sleipnir, down to Hel to beg for the god Baldur's return to Asgard after Baldur had been ignobly slain by an accidentally hurled spear. The 8 of Wands could represent either that faithful spear or, more optimistically, could be Hermod himself announcing his arrival. He must move quickly in order to relay the news of his mission to the grieving deities who'd sent him, particularly the broken-hearted Frigg who mourns inconsolably for her son. So there you go, guys. That is the new deck that I just got, as well as the tarot, let me pull this out, the tarot wrap that I got with it, or the tarot cloth. I don't know why I'm having a problem with it today, but anyways, I'm so in love with it. It's so beautiful. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I am sending you love always. I also forgot to mention that if this is still available, because sometimes they are, you can order them after the, after the Kickstarter has gone out. If there's extra copies, I don't know. But if there is, I will put a link down below so that you can go and check that out, okay? Thanks so much.